A very good morning to everybody. My name is Anil Kumar, Assistant Professor in the Department of Physics, Sri Siddheshwara Government First Aid College and PG Study Center, Narugunt. I welcome you all for BSc 5th semester Physics course. In this course, you have two papers, Paper 1 and Paper 2. In Paper 1, we will learn about classical mechanics, quantum mechanics and atomic spectra. In Paper 2, we will learn about molecular spectra, lasers, relativity and electronics. Let's begin with Paper 1, Unit 1, Classical Mechanics. In this session, we will have a brief introduction about classical mechanics. The objective of this session is to understand how classical mechanics had been developed and the conservation laws of motions, and to understand the constraint motion and their types. By the end of this session, you will be able to understand how the classical mechanics had been developed from Newtonian mechanics to Hamilton-Jacobi mechanics, and the different laws of conservation, the constraint motion and their types. You should have a brief knowledge about a frame of reference, their types, mainly inertial and non-inertial frames, and the Newton's laws of motion and the mechanics of particles. To recollect, any coordinate system associated with time is known as frame of reference. If Newton's laws of motions are valid in that frame of reference is known as inertial frame of reference. However, if Newton's laws of motion are invalid in that frame of reference, you call it as non-inertial frame of reference. Example, rotational motion of Earth is an example for non-inertial frame of references. Mechanics is a branch of physics which deals with the study of objects at rest or motion influenced by external and internal forces. In ancient period, the mechanics had been developed based on the observations until Sir Isaac Newton in 1670 formulated his famous laws of motion. Bernoulli in 1696 introduced calculus of variations, which further improved by Euler. Using calculus of variations, D'Alembert tried to understand the variational principles and virtual displacement and virtual work done. Using D'Alembert's principle, Lagrangian in 1788 reformulated Newton's laws of motion, and this is known as Lagrangian mechanics. Similarly, in 1835, Hamilton reformulated Newton's laws of motion, and those are called as Hamiltonian mechanics. To describe a relative high speed motion of the objects, relativistic mechanics has been studied by Einstein in 1905. For a large number of particles, statistical mechanics will be studied, developed by Bernoulli, Maxwell and Boltzmann. And to study microscopic motion of the objects, quantum mechanics has been developed. We observe that since from 200 years, mechanics have been developing. The motion of an object along its path as a function of time is understood by a position vector. The position vector r is given by r is equal to xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. And the differentiation of position vector with respect to time is known as velocity. The differentiation of velocity with respect to time is known as acceleration. The product of mass into velocity is known as momentum. The rate of change of momentum is known as force, which is equal to mass into acceleration. When a body is subjected to an external force, the body moves from position 1 to position 2. The work done is given by integration from 1 to 2 f dot dr, which is equal to T2 minus T1, which is the difference in the kinetic energy. And this theorem is known as work energy theorem. The laws of motions follows conservation laws. So first, conservation of linear momentum. For a system of particles, the total linear momentum of the system P is equal to the product of total mass of the system and the velocity of the center of mass, which is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2 plus m3 v3 up to mn vn. The rate of change of momentum is nothing but applied external force. If the external force acting on the object is 0, then the total momentum is a constant, which means if an external force on the system is 0, then its total linear momentum is a constant of motion, and this is known as law of conservation of linear momentum. For an object having rotational motion, we have conservation of angular momentum. For a system of particles, the total angular momentum of a system about a given point O is equal to the sum of the angular momentum of this system. If J is the total angular momentum and J1, J2, J3, J4, J5 up to Jn are the individual angular momentum, then the total angular momentum is equal to the sum of the angular momentum of its components, which is given by summation of I21 and Ri cross Pi. The rate of change of angular momentum is known as torque. If external torque is equal to 0, then the total angular momentum is a constant of motion. So, in an absence of external torque, the total angular momentum of a system of particles is conserved, and this is known as conservation of angular momentum. The motion of an object are restricted with one or two conditions. In this slide, you observe simple pendulum which is restricted to move in a plane. a linear harmonic oscillator which is restricted to move only in one direction. Atwood's machine, in which mass m1 and m2 are restricted to move along the surface of a pulley. This restriction imposed on the motion of the objects are called as constraints. The limitations on the motion of a system are called constraints, and the motion is said to be constrained motion. The constraints are classified into holonomic and non-holonomic. If the constraints can be expressed in the form of an equation, we call it as holonomic constraint. If we cannot express in the form of an equation, we call it as non-holonomic constraint. Holonomic constraints are integrable differential equation of constraints, whereas non-holonomic are non-integral differential equations of constraints. Example of holonomic constraint. Number 1, simple pendulum with a fixed support. Number 2, particle moving along a curved surface. Number 3, the distance between the two particles of a rigid body is always fixed. Example for non-holonomic constraint. Number 1, particle moving on a surface of a solid sphere. Number 2, motion of the molecules in a gas container. Number 3, an object rolling on a surface without slipping. So in this session, we learned how Newton's laws of motions are alternatively developed by Lagrangian Hamilton. We learned about conservation law of linear momentum and angular momentum, the constraints and their types, holonomic and non-holonomic. Let's have a small MCQs. Question number 1. Rotating Earth is an example of dash frame of reference. Option A, inertial frame of reference. Option B, non-inertial frame of reference. Option C, both A and B. Option D, none of the above. You know, it is non-inertial frame of reference. Question 2. The expression is known as option A, energy theorem, work done theorem, work energy theorem, none of the above. You know that this is work energy theorem expression. Question number 3. The constraints involved in the motion of a point mass of the simple pendulum are holonomic, B, non-holonomic, C, both A and B, D, neither A and B. We know it is holonomic. Question number 4. The motion of the beads of an abacus in which the beads can move along the smooth wire is an example of holonomic constraint, non-holonomic constraint, either A and B, D, neither A and B. Answer is B, non-holonomic constraint. Condition for a force to be conservative is curl of a vector is a non-zero, divergence of a vector is non-zero, curl of a vector is 0, divergence of a vector is 0. Answer is curl of a vector is 0. Sources.